Hello, it's Mr. Turek, and today I'm going to teach you how to use actions to save you time and frustration when you're performing kind of the same adjustment to every single photo in a folder, and you just want a fast and automatic way to do it. So I have a folder here full of some test files. It's not too many test files, it's only 8, but pretend this is like a folder full of like 100 photos, and what you want to do to them is you want to make all of these color photos, you want to make all of them black and white. So that's really easy with Photoshop actions. So we're going to open up Photoshop, and we're just going to open up one of these photos just to use for our action record. The actions panel should be right next to the history panel. If you don't see it, go to Window, Actions, okay? And in the Actions panel, you're going to go down to the New Action button, and you're just going to click Create New Action. And that's going to open the New Action dialog box. And under this New Action, you're going to give it a name. We're just going to say this is the grayscale and save. Because we're just gonna create these images as grayscale images, and then we're gonna save them. So we're gonna click once we have a name, record, and then any action you perform in Photoshop is automatically going to be recorded in this action. So you have to be kind of careful and make sure you know what you're doing before you click record. So I'm going to go to Image Mode, and I'm going to switch the mode to grayscale. I'm going to click discard, and that changes it to black and white, and then we're going to save it. So we're going to go File, Save. We're going to File, Save As, actually. We're going to make sure we save it somewhere else. What we don't want to do is overwrite the original. So I'm going to go to the desktop and click Save on the desktop. Click OK. When we're all done with our recording, we're going to click the stop button in the actions panel, and then we're going to make this action into a droplet. And what a droplet is essentially it's like a little program. So if you ever have a folder of photos that you need to convert into grayscale images, you can just click and drag that folder over the droplet, and then they'll automatically be converted into black and white images. Which is really, really handy when you're processing a lot of photos. So to do that, we're going to go to File, Automate, Create Droplet. And when the Create Droplet box opens, you can save your droplet in any folder. We're going to choose the desktop just to make sure we know where it is. So make sure it's on desktop, click Save. And then under the Play section, that's where you pick the action that you're going to use. So you're going to go and find your action that you just made. And ours was named Grayscale and Save. And the last action you make is usually the one that's right here. So it shouldn't be too hard to find. And then under Destination, you have a lot of options. You can tell it to automatically save and close the files if you don't care about the originals and you've already made a copy of this folder. You can pick a different folder you want it to go to. We're going to leave it at none, and that's just going to save it on the desktop. And we can also, if we choose one of these options, file name extensions to them. So that's really handy if you choose like a folder and you want to save it, say, on the desktop. We'll select desktop. We can give our new files an extra name to them. So we can have their document name stay there. We can add another field here, and we can add gray to it. Actually, we're going to add that here. We're going to make this the extension. We're going to make this gray. There we go. So when we click OK, it's actually going to rename our images to gray, and it's going to save them to the desktop. So if we click OK, you'll notice on our desktop over here we have our droplet. It's called Gray Test 2 because I didn't give it a fancy name. And then when we go to our test folder here, and I click and drag this over our droplet, it's automatically just going to convert all those images to grayscale. And you'll see Photoshop automatically open and just close those images. So if you double click on these, you'll notice they're grayscale now, and they have the extra name on them as well. They're renamed to gray.